I'm taking the New Balance 1080 version 13s on a trip as my only running shoe. To find out if they are as much of an all-rounder as my favourite running shoe ever, the New Balance 1080 version 12. These shoes have given me blisters. Hi everyone, my name's Connor. I'm a physiotherapist and a runner and I thrash my shoes. My New Balance 1080 version 12s have seen 2,600 kilometers in their life and have done all kinds of running workouts and have even won a trail race. Now, New Balance are marketing this shoe as a daily trainer and have said that it's a unique balance between reliable comfort and high performance, offering versatility that spans every day to race day. So here are the specs on these shoes. New Balance have increased the thickness of the foam by 4mm in the rear and 6mm in the forefoot to provide additional cushioning. These shoes also have a reformulated Fresh Foam X, which they claim to be softer and lighter, though this change in the foam has significantly changed the feel compared to the V12s, which we'll discuss a little bit later in the video. But this new foam has actually dropped the weight of the shoe by 40 grams, which is a notable improvement. The upper has also undergone a complete redesign, going away from the mesh upper of the V12 to what they call a hyper knit on the V13. This new upper is a little bit thicker than last year's, which says to me that there's probably going to be issues with breathability, but we'll explore that aspect a little bit later in the video. The addition of the gusseted tongue is also a big win for me, as it really helps with the tie down and the fit of the shoe. The outsole consists of a blown rubber in an unconventional arrangement towards the big toe. Some sections of the sole don't actually cover the midsole, which I think for me is a big drawback. If you can see here, it's literally just the midsole. Now, when it comes to looks, I'm not really a big fan of these shoes. These shoes remind me of the classic grandpa shoes, the New Balance 624s, in how bulky and thick the upper is. And look, I like the 624s and I can't wait to wear them when I'm a granddad and I'm playing golf. But I think for a running shoe, maybe there's a little bit too much padding. But the thing is, I don't care how things look. I care more about the way they feel when running and the durability. So let's get to that. The V13s feel quite light on the feet, thanks to the gusseted tongue and the thicker liner of the heel. The shoes also have this weird pillowy thing on the end, which I think looks kind of weird, but it feels great and adds to that really snug feel and really strong lockdown through the heel. Compared to the V12s, the V13s don't feel like they have as significant of a drop, and so I don't quite get that really strong feeling of propulsion as the shoe propels me forward through my stride. Now, during easy runs, this shoe feels really good. In that 510 to about 445 per kilometer pace, in that pace range, it feels more protective and soft on the feet compared to the V12s, which were a little bit more snappy and responsive. Tempo running, on the other hand, the shoe did not quite perform as well. Blisters! I did a 10k tempo run at 420 to 430 per kilometer, and by the 9th kilometer I'd got a blister on the right toe, which is crazy. I'm not going to look too much into it because it's probably just a wear-in issue, because I've only worn them for maybe 20 kilometers, but it was a little bit annoying getting a blister. Despite getting the blister, I soldiered on to try the new shoes in a threshold workout to see what they're really made of. Keep in mind that New Balance said that these shoes would be great from every day to race day, and I intend to test them in that way. Compared to the shoes I normally run my threshold sessions in, the Nike Pegasus Turbos, I found that I really wasn't getting any snap out of the foam. So the pros of this shoe: these shoes feel great under feet for like recovery days and easy days. It feels like they take a lot of the impact off the joints, which is fantastic if you're in a race prep or you're running quite high mileage. Now, despite it looking like an old person shoe, the fit around the ankle is actually really good. It gives you a really good lockdown so that your heel doesn't slip. The foot support is also really good. So they've increased the size of the foam that comes around, so it adds more of like a lateral support, which is fantastic if you're worried about rolling your ankle in such a high foam shoe. And I find that it really does improve that confidence and makes it way less likely for you to hurt yourself in these shoes. And what about the cons? So the first con for me is just the fit of the toe box. It's just a little bit too narrow and it's really compressing my toes together, and I think that's where the blisters have come from. Unlike the V12s, this shoe feels quite limited when running at higher paces. While the softer foam does do a lot for the comfort and the nice ride, it really limits the snappiness that the V12s used to have when running at higher paces. The outsole is also a big con for me. The limited coverage of the midsole by the outsole is really going to impact your durability in the shoe. And I can already see one of the small panels panels of outsole falling off and completely tearing through the midsole and exposing the midsole to high impact areas. Because of this, I'm probably not going to be able to run any trail races with this shoe or even get close to winning, which sucks. In conclusion, this shoe does work for me. This shoe would fit quite well in a 2-shoe rotation if you weren't doing any off-road running at all. For myself, I think this shoe will be fine for easy and recovery days, alongside my Pegasus Turbos for tempo and speed workouts. Though I may need to go and actually buy some trail specific shoes if I want to do any trail running. Damn.